Say goodbye to the grocery store. Hello to HelloFresh. HelloFresh.com. Free shipping. 30 bucks off your first box. HelloFresh.com/Colin. So there was a big trade. It was kind of funny. Where Colin was right, where Colin was wrong. 45 minutes from now, top of next hour. We do it on Mondays through the football season. We're bringing it back from time to time on Mondays where Colin was right, where Colin was wrong. So we said on Thursday the Colts had the number 3 pick and didn't need a quarterback. That gave them incredible leverage. We said we thought the Colts were going to trade out on Thursday of the number 3 pick to Arizona, to a team that needed a quarterback. Buffalo, Arizona, Denver. Well, it was the Jets who also needed a quarterback. So when you get the franchise quarterback right, it gives you incredible leverage. So the Colts only had to move down from the 3rd pick to the 6th pick and then got 3 additional great picks. Grand slam for the Colts, who all they want to do since Chris Ballard becomes the GM a year ago is just get more good players for Andrew Luck. Get Andrew healthy and get him a bunch of young, good players and grow for the next 10 years. So the plan is working out perfectly for the Colts. Now, I was for a team moving up like Buffalo because they had additional picks. I was for a team like Arizona moving up. I'm not a big fan of the Jets moving up. Now, I know they need a quarterback, but here's the problem. They didn't move ahead of the Giants. Now, the Giants haven't, over the last month, given us any inclination they want a quarterback. Joe Banner, former Eagles president, tweeted yesterday, it's reasonable to assume the Giants turned down the same move that basically Indianapolis got, meaning they love a quarterback or they made an awful decision. Their actions up until now say they're not picking a quarterback. I think the Giants want to pick a quarterback. I think the Giants need a quarterback. They don't need him next year. They have Eli. I think they like Josh Rosen. And I also think the Jets like Josh Rosen. And I believe Josh Rosen is the second best quarterback. And I think New York, Jets or Giants is a great fit for him. But the Jets moved up and they still have the Giants in front of them. And my question becomes, if you're the New York Giants, do you let your in-town rival take a franchise quarterback who you also like, but you're a little reluctant to draft him because the blowback on Eli Manning last year was pretty severe, and the Giants are a blue blood franchise that didn't like all that pushback. They're conservative. The Giants are, oh my gosh, we're getting blowback from the media and sports radio, and we don't like it, and we're ticking off the Eli Manning family, and we don't want a quarterback. I think the Giants know they need a quarterback. I think they like Josh Rosen. And now the Jets cross town are going to have him for 10 to 15 years. Don't kid yourself. Do not kid yourself on this. The Lakers and Clippers, it doesn't matter if they're in the same conference. They're rivals. The Mets and Yankees are rivals. The Rams and Chargers, they're rivals. It doesn't matter if you're in the same conference. It doesn't matter. The 2 soccer teams in L.A. and New York are rivals. Because you're competing for PSL dollars, season ticket dollars, advertising dollars, suites dollars. And even in a city like New York, Dallas, Atlanta, Chicago, L.A., there's only so many of those suite holders to go around and so many corporations to beg for money from and so many rich people in a city that can buy season tickets. You are always competing for the suites and the ad dollars as an owner. Don't kid yourself. The owners, they got their money. They got their eyes on the money. The GM has their eyes on coach and draft picks. The coach has his eye on the players. The owner of a team has his eye on the money, advertising money, suite dollars, PSL, equity we're building. What could I sell my franchise for? And so the New York Giants now, who I think truly want Josh Rosen and like him, but are afraid of the blowback it will create for 2 years with Eli Manning and the Manning family, their American football royalty, I think now they're sitting there thinking, do we really want the Jets to have the guy we want and have to watch Rosen for the next 10 years? Doesn't matter if you're in the same division. Doesn't matter if you don't play him every year. You're competing against each other in a city. The Mets and Yankees are competing for ad dollars, those big ads on the outfield replay screen. They're both trying to get, Goldman Sachs or Lehman Brothers or Smith Barney or whoever. They're both trying to get United, Delta Airlines, American Airlines. Those companies only have so many dollars to put up on replay screens in America, and the Yankees and the Mets are competing against them. The other thing I don't like is by doing this move, The Jets showed their hand. They could have had a deal in principle with Indianapolis and not shown their hand. But by showing their hand, they give the Giants now weeks and weeks to prepare for a move. It also makes the number 2 pick really valuable because we know Cleveland's taking a quarterback at 1, and we know the Jets are taking a quarterback at 3. So for those teams like Arizona and Denver and Buffalo that want a quarterback, it gives the Giants a ton of leverage. Jets, you've already been looking up at the New York Giants for 50 years. You don't want to give your crosstown rival that leverage. The Giants could end up getting 7 picks for that pick now because everybody in the league knows that Cleveland 1 and the Jets 3 are taking a quarterback. So this is the one team that scared me. And by the way, I heard a Jets fan tell me this weekend, oh boy, he said, well, we'll take Saquon Barkley. Excuse me. You're going to give up 3 great picks for a running back in a running back rich draft? That would be so Jets. Like, people will give you a pass for giving up a bunch of great picks. You got to take a quarterback. You could make an argument you could give up multiple picks for a great pass rusher. You do not give up 3 great picks for a running back in a running back rich draft. I think Indianapolis hit it out of the park, a grand slam. I think the Jets showed their hands, and I think the Giants now have a lot of time to figure out what to do with that incredibly valuable number 2 pick. Christine with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herdline News.
Did you watch a lot of basketball this weekend?
College
basketball?
Ton, yeah.
So Saturday night, huge game. Michigan beat Houston thanks to a buzzer beater.
Crazy.
On Saturday night. It was from Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
The crazy thing, so we're going to show his shot here from Saturday.
God, this is great.
It is.
God. Pow!
I just heard Tui say that's a weird shot. It kind of is.
Yeah.
He kind of spreads his he's like a starfish. Anyways, he's been doing this since high school. Last year he was in high school, and he made the almost exact same shot,
Really?
a 3-point buzzer beater.
Look at that.
Look at it. It's almost exactly the same, that weird shape, too.
I think you're
same
right.
exact thing.
They look like the exact same
so
shot.
Clearly this works for him. But here's Poole talking about Saturday night's game winner.
After the shot went in, I kind of didn't know what in. I looked at the bench and saw everybody was celebrating. I was always thinking that, like, if I hit a shot like that, I did want to get tackled. So I was kind of just trying to avoid everybody, but I gave up, and they tackled me, and it was an amazing experience.
So, a lot of players have weird-looking shots.
Yes.
But if they work consistently, go for it.
I cannot believe, not only did you find the video, it's from the exact same spot on the floor.
Yeah, it's a sweet spot. Good for him.
Wow.
The whole jump thing, it's like a jumping jack is what it looks like. Also in college basketball, Maryland, Baltimore County pulled off something that has never been done before. They are the first number 16 seed to defeat a number 1 seed. They beat Virginia. And you've been talking for so long about how this never happens and you shouldn't do it when you're doing your bracket.
Don't take a 16.
Which is smart.
Right.
Except for in this case, it did not work out that way. The funny thing is that Maryland, Baltimore County did not have any trademarks, even for their own mascot, which is the retriever.
Right.
So they're now getting trademarks for retrievers, Retriever Nation, and 16/1, which is kind of funny, that last part. But it's good because a lot of merchandise could be sold and it wasn't actually from the school or really official. So now they can cut down on all of that and sell their official merchandise.
Full disclosure, I had to Google.
A retriever?
No, I had to Google what UMBC stood for.
Same, me too.
I literally watching and I'm Googling, I'm like, don't even know what this...
That's why I'm reading it off of a paper. It's Maryland, Baltimore County. But now we know.
Yeah.
Now they're going to be official in the trademark world.
Yep.
They are retrievers.
Cool.
And finally, in the NBA, Kevin Durant is going to be sidelined at least 2 weeks because an MRI on Friday revealed that he has an incomplete rib cartilage fracture. They're currently 3 games behind Houston, but the whole team's injured right now. Klay Thompson has a fractured right thumb.
Yeah.
Steph Curry has a right ankle sprain. Is it weird that I think this can actually work out in their benefit? They're all kind of injured right now.
Semi-injured.
Which is forcing,
most,
right, semi-injured. It's not super bad, although I think if I had a incomplete rib cartilage fracture, I'd be out for a year.
Yeah.
But in their case, I think this provides them with some rest before the playoffs.
Listen, I think I think the NBA media, knowing how long the regular season is, puts their arms around great regular season accomplishments, winning streaks, and triple-doubles. Once you're great and you know you're great, what you're looking for is the interstate little rest areas for like 10 days.
Yeah.
And that's why, by the way, LeBron said, All-Star break, give us 2 more days. Finals. I mean, Golden State's going to be in the finals. They're looking for it. By the way, you don't need months, like a 3 or 4 day weekend and not playing. This for KD, this is like 2.5 weeks where you're not going to have to play.
Right. And for Steph, maybe stretch out that ankle sprain a little bit.
I totally get what they're doing. Christine with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Line News.
For a guaranteed great night's sleep, Casper.com, code HERD, 100 nights. They'll let you check out the mattress, 100 nights. Casper.com, code HERD, terms and conditions apply. He's not only my friend, he's our NBA source. Chris Broussard is joining us on the show today. Here we are. We're in March. We could be talking about the NFL. We could be talking about college basketball like Christine just did. No, we got a LeBron inferno happening right now. Okay, so let's talk Ty Lue stepping down. Let's just go talk Ty Lue first of all. Coming back?
Well, the reports are that he should be back in several days, or he hopes to be back in several days or maybe next week. Now, we don't know what's going to happen, but it appears, and even from the reports that when he could be back, it appears that it's stress-related. And obviously, coaching LeBron is a stressful situation because it's always championship or bust.
Right.
And if you don't win it, LeBron's not getting blamed. The head coach is going to get blamed.
That's right.
And now with Larry Drew, that won't exist. I mean, let's say this does stretch out and that Ty Lue's out for a while. I think it could be a good thing for them, not because Ty Lue's not a good coach or anything about his coaching, but just because this gives the Cavs another cause to rally around. And when you watch them play, now that they've made the trade, their biggest problem, in my opinion, is their lack of effort, motivation on the defensive end.
What's amazing about this trade is we all agreed on one thing. They'd be better defensively.
Yep.
And they really haven't been. Their old guys were awful. Their young guys aren't much better, even though they're better athletically. So you're saying basically that's just an effort thing.
Yeah, there's no excuse. I mean, Ty Lue knows defense. Their coaching staff knows defense. I can't imagine that it's their schemes that they're putting in. It is the effort or lack of effort on these guys' part. So if they rally to say, let's do it for Ty or something like that, that could bolster them on the defensive end. Beyond that, look, when is LeBron at his best? He's always great, but when is he at his best?
Well, when he gets angry and he thinks you're kind of cornering him. And
there's drama and there's turmoil. And this isn't drama like they've had before, but it is turmoil. Go back since he's been back in Cleveland, whether it was differences with him and Kevin Love, him and Kyrie Irving, the David Blatt situation, Kyrie and Love being out in 2015. He plays great in those finals.
Yeah.
Down 3-1 in 2016. They come back and win. Like, this is the type of situation. Even now, with all the injuries, LeBron is playing outstanding basketball.
30, 10, and 10
over
the last month. Now, let's go look at the video.
Be great, I think, throughout this.
Okay, let's look at the video. Now, let's say there's a bunch of different worlds. There's LeBron haters. I would be called a LeBron apologist. Then there's not that many people in between. You're for or against LeBron, right? Now, this happened Thursday. Now, by the way, look at the players. Look at the other players and coaches. They don't even want to. It's like when mom and dad fight and the kids don't want to look at the parents. Like, this is incredibly public. It's pretty intense. Does this have to do with LeBron or Tyronn Lue stepping down, that fight?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so at all. I don't think that was that big of a deal, personally, because I thought his argument with the assistant coach, Phil Handy, was more intense. Remember a few months ago, I think it was in Toronto?
I don't remember that.
There was LeBron was standing up, Handy was standing up. It was a huddle. Look, I thought about this, and I said, if I'm a player sitting on that bench in between LeBron and T. Lue, I'm not looking at LeBron either. Because it's not like if they were standing up.
It's not a physical
Exactly. If they're standing up and there's a chance that they could get in each other's face, then you're going to be there, keeping them away. But it's not going anywhere.
And by the way, you make a good point, because Julius Randle got in a fight last week with Isaiah Thomas. That's two young men.
Yes.
Brooke Lopez got in the middle. Is like, no. You got.
Yeah, if they're standing up close to each other, you're going to be pushing them away. But this, no, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. And look, in pro sports, I mean, sports, period.
Egos
Players and coaches get into arguments. I got in a huge argument with my college coach on the court one time like that.
Yeah, but you were very difficult to coach.
I won sportsman on the team that year, too. He rewarded me after I went off on him.
Okay. All right. So Twitter this weekend just went crazy. Yesterday, I go on Twitter, bad choice, for 30 seconds. Coward! Westbrook! Triple doubles, unbelievable. Westbrook is unbelievable.
The people reminding you.
I know.
I'm glad you didn't shy away from this topic.
Okay, so
I know the last thing you want to discuss was
that
Westbrook.
is not. First of all, I had it up in my show until this LeBron Palooza started. Okay, so there is no question when Westbrook has triple doubles, I can say, well, look at the stats. But I have never doubted that he is dynamic. I come on this show and I'm like, I think he's the only guy in the league I'd pay to watch. So I've never doubted the greatness. What I doubt is, in his quest to get triple doubles, are the other players watching? In February, Paul George had his best month, 20 shots a game. He's down to 15 over the last 6 games. So this is the issue. I've never said Westbrook's not great.
They're 6-0 in those games.
Okay, but the question isn't winning in regular season. It's can you keep Paul George? Because if you don't, you got no shot. Paul George's shots in this run have gone down 4.5 shots a game.
I think there might be a few reasons for that.
Okay.
One, like I said, they're 6-0. You added Corey Brewer, who's not a volume shooter.
No.
But he is that role, that Anthony Robertson role. You're used to that player taking no shots,
right,
or 2 or 3 shots. Brewer's going to take some shots, and he can hit the three. He's actually been about 14 points a game for him during this win streak, which I think is a boost for them. But I think that, and then I think they've been playing against bad teams.
Well,
so I don't want to overblow the win streak either.
Can I give Westbrook credit? Christina, I want you to watch this.
Okay. Are you going to give him half credit or
No,
real credit?
I'm going to give him full credit for this.
Okay.
You know what's happened during this winning streak? Now, I always hear stuff like...
You already have a smirk on your face.
Christine, that is a journalism
No,
look.
it's not.
Before I break big stories, I have a smile. Okay, I got to give him credit. Athletes always say, the big ones like LeBron, I don't listen to media. We came out a couple weeks ago and we said, dude, you're shooting 4.5 threes a game. You can't shoot those. To his credit, Westbrook in this winning streak is taking better shots. Do you realize? I've never seen this in Westbrook last 5 years. In 2 of the 6 games, he didn't shoot a single three. He's averaging 1 3 a game. So Westbrook,
he was driving home from the facility
and listening to the show,
to the herd.
And we said, dude, you're shooting 5 of these a game. You're the worst three-point shooter in the league. Russell Westbrook can change. He's not shooting threes. Russell Westbrook, if you take out the 3, is a really good shooter within his 18 feet.
A lot more efficient.
He's a way more efficient player.
That was backhanded a little bit.
Was it?
Yes.
Was that backhanded?
It was. And also, are you taking credit for Russell Westbrook changing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little backhanded and a little self-congratulatory, all wrapped into one. I'm impressed. I give you credit for that.
Colin Cowherd, the new NBA coach.
I will say this about OKC. They could be dangerous. If they can somehow get deep in the playoffs, they're 4-1 against Golden State and Toronto.
What are they against all playoff teams?
Well, that's my point. They're 9-12 against everybody else in the West that's in the playoffs. So I think their biggest struggle will be getting through the first round. If they win a round together, because whoever you play is going to be a tough team.
Right.
It's not going to be a round, especially if you're OKC, where you can say, oh, yeah, we're supposed to beat them. It's no big deal. You're going to feel good if you beat Utah or San Antonio or
Portland.
whoever you face in the first round. That will bolster their momentum. And look, I'm not picking them to win the West. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying if they can get through these good playoff teams and somehow get to a great one later in the playoffs, they could be dangerous. I wouldn't pick them to beat Golden State, but I'd pick them to make it tough.
All right.
Because of Westbrook, mainly.
Russell, I know you're watching right now.
He's not watching.
Very proud of you. Stop shooting threes. You're very coachable.
He's listening to you.
Okay.
Wait, maybe you should tell him something else to do. We can watch and see if he listens. Like, if you're listening, touch your ear at the free throw line.
That's the silliest. By the way, I didn't like Harden initially. And then last year I flipped. I was like, no. And why was the reason? Because Harden he was self-aware. Westbrook, my knock on Westbrook has always been tunnel vision. By not shooting threes, I'm like, oh, so he can be coachable and self-aware.
Here's the question. Do you expect this to continue? I don't. I think it's probably just some strange coincidence.
Okay, we'll check it.
Yeah.
Coincidence? Like the stars?
You really do think he's listening to you.
Oh, I'm convinced of it. I am major
let's
delusional.
Check that. Let's come back in 2 weeks and see what it is.
Chris Broussard, coming up next, I've got to scold a media member for hyperventilating. That's coming up next. You'd never turn down free money, right? Well, if you're shopping online and you're not using the best coupons, you're sort of giving away free money, and don't do that. There is a browser out there right now, a browser extension, and it is free. It's called Honey. It automatically finds the best coupons on the web while you're shopping online. So it does it for you. And if you're not using it, you're giving away free money. Over 7 million people use this browser. It takes 2 clicks. You add Honey to any browser, and you do it for free. Then you just shop like you normally do. And it scans and tests virtually every coupon on the internet in the background. And so by the time you're about to do the final part of your shopping and pay up, you've got the internet's best coupons. Okay, set it up right now. Online shopping. Get Honey for free. Here's what you do. Go to joinhoney.com/herd. Joinhoney.com/HERD. Start saving with Honey today.